This neighborhood map isn't as simple as it seems. Halifax has changed a lot in the recent years. Therefore, if you're considering moving to Halifax, Nova Scotia, this video is a must-watch. In this video, I want to talk about the best and worst neighborhoods in Halifax, and for this purpose, I brought my good friend Tom Moore, who's an expert on Halifax real estate with a lot of experience, who will not only share the best and worst, but give us the pricing for different types of living. So I want to focus on two groups, Tom. I want to talk about families, those with children who want a safer area, who want to have a good lifestyle, and also singles, those who maybe want more of a city vibe. Why don't we start from here? Where are we, Tom?
Well, Max, we are in the downtown core of Halifax, specifically on the waterfront. So this is an area I would say for singles or maybe a young couple that's kind of new to the city. Now, when we're down here, this is an area of entertainment. When you wake up in the morning, you can go to a local coffee shop. Maybe you're a block or two away from work or kind of a WeWork setup. After work, you've got gyms around, you've got restaurants around, and you're gonna be running into a lot of people that are kind of in the same, I guess, stage of life as you, so it's easier to meet people. Now, when we're looking at price points, we're really gonna look at two different products. We've got the condo market here. You're not gonna find any houses really in the downtown core. On the low end, you might find a 2-bedroom for the high 300,000s. Again, that's gonna be associated with a bit of a higher monthly condo fee.
That's to buy, and what if I want to rent?
On the rental side, on the low end, again, you can work your way all the way up depending on what kind of financial profile you're in. But 1,700, 1,800 is where you're gonna wind up. Again, it's always good to budget for higher, especially when you're planning on making a move. And that'd be for something really close to the downtown core. So your walk score would be phenomenal right there.
That's great. Why don't we check out the next neighborhood?
Awesome, let's go.
I live in the waterfront myself and can say with full confidence that this is the best neighborhood in Halifax. It's close to everything the city has to offer, with its vibrant downtown and the mesmerizing coast of the Atlantic Ocean. Also, you're just one ferry trip away from Dartmouth, and the ferry comes every 15 minutes, so it's very convenient. And yes, as Tom mentioned, the problem is rent is pretty high here. I pay about $2,000 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. But here's a solution. Finally, Live.Rent is launching in Halifax. They're the safest rental platform in Canada and come with a great selection of homes. For example, I found this room on Live.Rent in the area for just $210 per week, which is a verified property, as you can see this peach badge. Speaking of where to find your next home, there are many platforms, but Live.Rent is the safest in Canada. They verify landlords and listings to make the process free of scams. I'll leave a link in the description below. They are available in most big cities in Canada and really make a difference. And it's not just safety. Another reason to use Live.Rent is that they've developed a system called Trust Score. It's very simple. To show landlords that you're reliable, go to your profile, select Trust Score, click on No Credit Score in Canada, then select Income Verification and upload your proof of funds. Most of you know what I mean by proof of funds, as you had to submit this to IRCC when you applied to come to Canada. Proof of funds can include your bank statements and assets that show your financial standing. If a place is too expensive, you can get a few roommates to share the cost and apply together. And here's how you can do it. When you sign up and create your free profile, go to the Extra Info tab, then Roommate Information, and click on Add Roommate. After you fill out their information, you'll be able to apply together, increasing your chances while decreasing the cost. The bottom line is, everything is in one place. You can search, chat with landlords, apply, and more. I highly recommend signing up for free in the description to this video. And then you can browse through verified listings and explore all they have to offer. Tom, I thought Halifax was a boring city. Like, what's happening here with this festival?
You know what, Max? Over the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of new events, things popping up around the city. Right now, we're at the Evergreen Winter Festival. It's an annual thing that happens right here on the waterfront. There's a lot of little shops that open up, some little kind of sports venues there. Last year, they actually had the local hockey team stream their sports right on an outdoor screen. Yeah. The other things that have been going on in Halifax is we've been getting way better comedy shows, way better concerts, and our sports teams continue to do really well. So it's just creating a really fun environment for everybody living there.
You know, it's always special around Christmas. I see these fireplaces, Christmas trees. You get some mulled wine over there. It's an amazing. Let's get something to drink.
All right, perfect. Let's do it.
Bonjour Tom, comment ça va?
Ça va bien, Max, et toi?
Très bien, mon ami. We are in this beautiful neighborhood, and before we get into the real estate part of it, I want to emphasize one important thing. If you are an immigrant moving to Halifax, we are right next to Alliance Française. Learn French, my friend, because immigration is changing. It's becoming more and more difficult. In fact, an interesting number, Tom. Next year, your chance to get PR inside Canada will be 5.2%.
Wow.
So with that said, one inevitable part of Canada is French. It's part of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. So the government will always prioritize French-speaking immigrants. That's why I really encourage you to start learning. If you want to learn online, we have a great partnership with a French school in Montreal. It's going to be in the link in the description. But also look up a French school in your area, wherever you live. In Halifax could be Alliance Française. And now with that said, Tom, where are we and how much?
We are in the north end of Halifax. On the rental side, very low end, we're looking at $1,800 for either a bachelor or a very small one bedroom. And on the purchasing side, last month, I ran a market report here and the average price was right around $600,000. So this neighborhood is still on the peninsula or the island of Halifax. So it gives you that accessibility to downtown. And it's actually one of the more affordable spots in Halifax to live, work, and play.
How close to downtown from here?
From here, if you were to walk to the downtown core, you'd probably be looking at around 25 minutes. Driving, I mean, I would say it's about 5, maybe 10 minutes if there's traffic. So the other big thing about this area is you've got an abundance of parks, whether it's the Commons on one end or the several parks located at the other tip of the north end. You've got a lot of little coffee shops, kind of mom and pop businesses scattered throughout. So it really affords that livability aspect and being able to kind of get out in your neighborhood and enjoy your neighbors. Overall though, this neighborhood is for young families, as well as some multi-generational folks that have been in the North End forever, and then new people that are looking for kind of a lower barrier to entry when actually living on the peninsula.
You told me you sold quite a few properties here. There was one story about a man playing tennis who bought a house here. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, I had a tennis coach that was looking at purchasing his first property. We went down into the deep North End and we got him a nice 3-bedroom, kind of townhome style in one of the developments down there, and that was just under $400,000. Now the prices have obviously changed over the last couple of years, but again, this was a story of a single individual making a purchase of their first home because it was on that lower price end, and it still gives you that great accessibility that everything on the peninsula has to offer.
That's amazing, Tom.
Yeah.
I was able to find this 2-bedroom apartment in the North End for $1,900 a month, which, if you get a roommate, becomes $950 each. Before we get into the last spotlight of more good areas of Halifax, here's an important tip for you. You may run into the problem of getting good jobs in the city. Why? Because Halifax runs on relationships. A cheat code is to join members-only clubs. Each field has such organizations. For IT, we have Digital Nova Scotia. For other areas, Halifax Partnerships Connector program. Once you join, you can attend events and see jobs available to the members only. When a partnered company gets a resume from this members-only club, the trust immediately goes up. Especially if you get a reference from someone local. If you're looking for a job, for a good job, I'd highly recommend signing up. I'll leave a link in the description. Tom, this neighborhood is pretty interesting. I see different houses. They all look different. Where are we and how much would it cost me to get something? I think it's a very family-friendly neighborhood, it seems.
Yeah, so we're at the bottom of Clayton Park. On average, the price points in Clayton Park are going right around $650,000. You get something smaller that needed a little bit more work on the buy side for mid to high fives. Now, on the rental side, if we're talking about families, and this is what I would definitely consider to be a family neighborhood, on the low end for a 2-bedroom, we'll say you're looking at about $2,200. Now, when we talk about the other aspects of Clayton Park, these are all streets that are very kind of windy, great neighborhood feel. People are out taking their dogs for a walk.
A dog is saying hi right now.
Exactly. And there's these cool little pathways that connect up the roads at the edge of dead ends. Now, We're about, I would say, a 15-minute drive to downtown Halifax. So this is a traditional kind of bedroom community. You do have different amenities scattered throughout the neighborhood, whether it's shops. There's the Canada Game Center just located outside of it, which has pools, gyms, all that stuff. But this is going to be something for families that want a bit of a quieter lifestyle away from the busyness of downtown.
That's great, Tom. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now I want to say a few words about the worst areas. It's important to underscore that unlike big cities, i.e. Toronto and Vancouver, Halifax does not have organized crime. What I mean is, there may be instances of murder or theft, but it's rather between people that know each other than a random stabbing incident. Plus, it's quite rare. Also, our map has fewer red areas than the green ones, which is a really good sign. If I have to highlight the red zones, I'd say it's Spryfield in Halifax, the north part of Albro Lake in Dartmouth, as well as Woodlawn and East. I know that it was a lot of information, therefore I recommend you do two things. First, save the neighborhoods map, and second, sign up on Live.rent to search through rentals in this city. Thank you for watching and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, I'll see you next week.